Hey guys, welcome to the Real Life Everything podcast. We're your hosts, Ebony Westwood
and Kristen Noel.
Here on the RLE pod, we dive into the real, relatable, and raw topics as we navigate adulthood and real life our dreams.
Our mission is to support women by encouraging authenticity, self-awareness, and celebrating all our real life wins in sisterhood along the way.
What are you real life in today, Chris?
I'm real lifing everything. Let's get into it.
This has been one of the best years in a very long time for me.
I need let's refill real quick.
Yeah, I might need a little ice. How do you do this?
Are you hot?
Oh no!
Don't tip it too way. Don't tip it too much.
Because we can turn the heat.
I do not drink.
What?
You
Oh, you don't drink?
No, girl, she be going to get mocktails.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I know.
I'm not mad.
She gets mocktails everywhere we go.
We could have had a mocktail for her here, or some sparkling water.
Right, some sparkling grapefruit.
That's right. Next time.
Some ginger beer.
We need to ask our guests. Make sure next time, like, do you drink?
Ginger beer. I got you, girl.
But yeah, that's not. I mean, listen, I'm not perfect.
No, and nobody is.
Okay,
nobody is.
Yeah, nobody is.
Even if we've been in therapy for some years, we still gonna act up.
I mean, I asked.
You act up. It's a safe space.
Right. You act up. The last time you acted up.
Wait, which one? Which time?
Oh my gosh, that's not
Years
even,
ago?
No, recently. Like
She probably talking about last week.
Weeks ago. When you acted up, packing your bags,
Yeah, because I'm not even gonna let myself get there.
But yeah, what I was going to say earlier is that this has really been one of the best years for me. So I can't say compared to because I know how I was, and I can't say where I'm at now. 3 strikes and I'm out. I'm good on this. I want to believe that I have enough control over my behavior not to get out of character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But then again, I don't know.
Or not too far out of character. We might still slip up.
You know what? Actually, last night I think I did. I turned up a little bit in the living room. I definitely.
You did.
Jesus is still working on me. Now I think about it, Jesus is still working on me.
You did.
Yeah. So with that being said, Chris, I might just be right where you at.
Listen,
where y'all both is at.
we gonna slip up here and there.
I definitely.
You know what though? But I don't even think I get.
Bro, you don't never get anything, so don't even worry about it. Really quick backstory. A conversation came up, and I started going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like pacing in the living room.
Clapping
This
hands.
conversation. Yeah, I was clapping. I was. What? You said what? I was doing all of that. And,
To who? To her or to
just to somebody
your
in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the people in the room right now.
Okay.
And I was just like, but
Did everybody asking you questions? I'm like, really? What are you?
Everyone was like, what? Like, what's going on with you? And I'm
What
like,
is going on?
Like, are you
I'm
okay?
like, to
You
this
good, sis?
moment, I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Or
Oh no, I don't
crazy,
think you did anything
but
wrong.
I can
It was a
see.
look.
I can see if it was like real serious. If it was like a real thing. Yeah, now I can use that and say, yeah, Jesus really haven't delivered me as much as I thought he did. I will still.
Ooh,
turn
this
up
is
on
good
it.
though. This is important though.
On my pod, on this episode about you, that's what you want to do? Is that what you want to do right here?
No, this episode about all of us, girl. It's not just about one person.
This wasn't about me.
This is definitely about you.
Our pods are
Thank you for being here.
our pods are conversations. They're not interviews on one person only.
Why? Because you're hoping that the viewer sees this. So now I'm about to turn up again. I'm getting hot. Turn the AC on. Woo. Go ahead. Ask your question. I can get ready.
I'm saying because it wasn't necessarily about the people. Like, let's go back to your child.
It was about my child?
Like, what
Why
was the
I acted
root?
that?
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real good question.
Root, like,
I don't know. I can't call
like
it.
what triggered you to like really like?
I think it's too soon for me to really say what caused it, but it was. What I did feel was that
Not protected.
Thank you. My person was protecting
Someone
else other than me, let alone it was about a woman. You know what I mean? And not that I'm against women or another black woman having, you know, a little bit more praise than myself. But it was just something about it, and I was just like, so that's what we gonna do right now? In my house? Oh, no, we ain't gonna do that. We can do that maybe outside on the front porch, but not in my sanctuary.
Yeah.
So it was just more so like not feeling protected.
Got it.
But
okay. That's what I figured, because I kept looking, I'm like, really, what is going on?
it was that. It was that. And then at that point, I'm like, then I got real crazy. I was like, no, go ahead and talk that talk. Because I got gangster. I think I am a little gangster on the inside.
I mean,
that
don't go nowhere. It's still there.
Yeah,
It's still going to be there. It's like, let somebody try me. I might be healed, but
like, let somebody try me. I don't know if I'm going to win. And I be trying to be the winner. I do. I be trying to be the winner.
I don't fight there. Sorry.
Tell us more.
I'm from the projects.
I fight with my
Tell us
person.
more.
I don't have a big
cool out
bag anymore, though.
Pulling out whatever is around.
You
Whatever
are.
is
And you
around.
don't be scared.
Of what? It's either me or you.
Facts.
I want to live.
I feel like it's me. And I got to go.
You got to go? No.
Put myself in this
They got to go.
No, I mean, I don't never like provoke or like
Jesus is hot.
stir the pot or nothing. I'm just saying, like, if I need to protect myself, if I have to, I would for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hurt my knuckles. I
That's
don't want to hurt my face.
That's why you gotta use things.
If I'm not around nothing but just me and them.
Oh.
Baby, I'm kicking.
Now I don't know where we going now with this, because we started in one place. Now we talk about fighting it.
Sorry.
That little rat.
And all to say Jesus is still working with us.
Exactly. 'Cause that's the point.
God is still working.
It's not about being perfect people with perfect reactions, because
She said, how did we get to
sometimes the crazy still might be in us.
scratch this fool?
Blooper. And cut. No, but yes, just kind of maybe like wrapping up this first part of the episode. Like, thank you for diving into codependency. I really feel like I learned more than I knew before. And we also like to, and I know we're going to go into part 2, but like just kind of wrapping this one up. Now that we've had this conversation around codependency, or just conversation, in general, what are some things that you're looking forward to real lifing?
Yes.
I feel like we haven't asked each other that.
I am trying to
It's been a long time.
life this money.
Yes.
I'm trying to attract all the wealth.
Through what kind of ventures? Your book, real estate. Okay.
Book, commercial real estate.
You have your real estate license?
I don't,
Okay.
but I'm trying to invest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's mine. And just other businesses. There's other businesses that I want to get into. I don't really want to share.
Yes.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's other ideas that I have that I want to get involved in. So yeah, money. That's my focus.
Yeah.
Focus, my brand, my book, family. Oh, wife.
Ooh.
Sure.
She said, "Put a ring on that finger,
I don't
Mister."
wanna be nobody's girlfriend. I don't believe in that.
Ooh.
That's not my thing.
I feel like we should have talked about that too, or we should talk about
We
that
can.
at some point.
Let's talk about it.
Because there's a reason why you don't, and you know I'm not the type to project anything, but there was a point in my life where I was like, no, let's skip over the relationship. We either date or we're married. There's no in between.
Oh no. I mean, I want to date. I'm
But
not gonna be
then-
a girlfriend though, but we can date.
But then how you go from dating to marrying this person? Like how,
I think.
without going through the other stages?
Yes.
I think there's dating, which is just like collecting data. You know, you getting to know somebody, you spending time with somebody, you hanging out in public places, around people, around friends, around, you know, it's not that serious, but I mean, obviously in the back of your head, if you have an interest in this person, you want to spend time, you want to put yourself around this person. And then I think just a simple conversation of like, let's go exclusive, you know, let's court for marriage, because I'm interested deeper.
Yeah.
And I think courtship is a little bit different than like boyfriend or girlfriend. I think we can actually make it about us and practicing what our lives would be like together.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to ask. I think in dating, we're not asking each other like enough of the hard questions,
Right.
the uncomfortable questions
Yeah,
about
exactly.
money,
Mm-hmm.
sex,
Mm-hmm.
like how often,
Raising children.
Wait a minute.
what kind of.
Relax.
I mean, that's real
is
though.
important,
No,
okay?
that's real.
But
That's real.
Maybe we're not, because I swear that was not asked in my dating phase, and I'm like, how often again?
what else? I mean, yeah, kids. Like, were you
Out
gonna
of here.
live?
Woo!
Y'all are crazy.
Like,
I seen some looks being exchanged.
3 weeks wasn't it?
Oh my god.
You need more? Gosh. Anyway.
Yeah.
But so how do you,
And
my
then-
ears are really burning right
And
now.
then, and then, you know, you ask all of those questions and all that stuff, and then I feel like, you know, once they once they align, like if they align, if it makes sense, I mean, you also have to see people in certain situations, I think, like how they handle stress.
Yep.
I mean, you know,
And
traveling together.
You expect to experience all this just during
Dating.
courting.
Oh no, dating. Courting is what I'm ready to go.
Okay.
This courtship is like, it is more serious than dating, but it's, to me, I think it's more exclusive. Like, I think that
Right.
you have eliminated the other people, because I don't, when somebody's dating me, I don't expect for them to just date me.
Just
Yeah, it's not
Unless we're
exclusive stage yet. Right.
Right, and I think the exclusive part, mind you, this is not like anything that is written down.
Right,
It's like
right.
I have read a lot of relationship books.
Mm-hmm.
I have read a lot of books from people that are married. I watch a lot of YouTube of like, I have a guy, I call him my godfather, R.C. Blakes, that I watch a lot of his videos. But I listen to a lot of people who are actually married.
Yeah.
And like what they believe the process of like how you can get to the point of marriage should be. And I take a little bit of everything, and I kind of just, you know, created my own.
Exactly. Your own blueprint.
So that it feels better to me, because I know for me, I have to have a friendship with someone before I get into it. I have to be friends first. I cannot just go into like something romantic, because I know that it's not always going to be romantic. Like,
Right.
I know that sometimes we do need to just be able to be
Just
friends.
You need
Like,
a foundation.
You just need to be cool. Like,
Yeah.
No pressure.
Exactly.
This is no pressure.
Right.
I'm just your friend right now. Like, let's be friends. If we need to judge each other and give each other the hard conversation, you won't feel like you're my woman and I'm, you know,
Right.
men have these ideas of this superhero thing that you have to have all the time when you are a husband, and it's like, sometimes, baby, you could take that cape off, okay?
Yep.
You could take it off just
Yeah.
in this moment right here. And yeah, I have to be friends with somebody. Like I do. I like the idea of like, sometimes I'm the mom and you're the son, and sometimes you're the dad and I'm the daughter, and sometimes we're the best friend, and sometimes we're both king and queen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like the idea of us both being able to like just play whatever role we
Right.
need to play at certain
It's a
times.
partnership. It's truly a tag team.
I need you to be multi-talented.
And it's
like,
us anticipating each other's needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying to meet this expectation all the time.
No.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
possible.
because you can never
No.
give 100% of yourself
You
in
can't.
every single day, every single
you can't.
situation.
You absolutely
Right.
cannot.
So what's the
That's
give and
crazy.
take in this partnership? And
Right.
can we talk to each other? Can we say, "Hey, babe, like I am not in it today, or I'm not feeling it. I'm not all the way here. Can you pick up the slack?
Yeah.
If the kid is sick, can you pick up the slack? Or if I cannot make dinner today, like just simple
Right.
things sometimes."
Yeah, I have to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because I also like, you need to see me at my
Worse.
Woo.
Yeah. I used to have
Through it all.
this
Mhm.
standard where like I had to have a friendship for a year before I would take it to the next level.
Mhm.
That was a very short time in my life, but I mean, I had it. And I just share that with you to say like maybe that would be some sort of inspiration. Like we had to be friends for a year before.
I don't want to put a time. I mean,
I was gonna ask if there's a timeline or a
There's not a
general
time.
timeline associated.
Because if you're also not tolerating, and this is me speaking because I know you, if you are not tolerating but so much mess in a year with your partner. You're now asking to go from dating to exclusive dating to a friendship to possibly becoming someone's wife, or at least knowing like that's what you want, and it happening in a year. And if those things don't show up in a year, then I'm on to the next. What does that look like? Maybe I'm too calculated, but like,
no, I'm listening.
There are 4 quarters in 1 year, so every 3 months you must show up in each of these areas. Like, how do you expect that from somebody in a year?
Okay, I will say, it's not a time on when I expect, right?
Yeah.
But I think timing is everything. Like,
yeah.
I think sometimes some stuff do just align perfectly, and I think there's a bit of feeling involved as well.
Yeah.
Like, I have to feel like I trust you.
Yeah.
I have to feel like you, just based off of the things that you do and the way that you treat me and the way that I see you, how you move. I think it is kind of like a feeling too.
Yeah.
But also need logic, because before in relationships I never really used logic. I mean, I don't really like logic. I mean, I didn't like logic.
It's based on emotions.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Always just my feelings.
Ooh,
but like,
I'm still coming out of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I find
being emotionally driven.
Logical,
no.
yeah.
Oh no.
I find you to be so
no.
logical.
That has been pointed out to me, that I can be super driven by emotions when it comes to these N words. These men. I'll give them no, yeah, and I'm getting to that point where I recognize, okay, Kristen, like, stop going with your heart all the time. Really look at the facts. And keep it black and white. You know, keep it precise. Don't, but this, but that, but yes. Oh, I'm done with that now.
Well, cheers to that.
I might not be done, but I'm a lot more like, no.
Yeah. No,
you can't always be so like heart and feelings driven. It has to be like, what's really going on here? You know?
I think the heart and the feeling for me is always there, because I just naturally just care.
Yeah. You're a genuine person. Yeah.
I don't want to do you wrong. I don't want to waste your time.
Right.
I want to take from you.
Yeah.
So if the love to me comes very natural. It's not a thing where I have to protect my heart, because if you don't love me back, then you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that. I love people regardless. But I think I don't know if I think that being in love is something different. I think it takes 2 people to do that. I think that you have to be in that with me.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily this level up of another euphoric feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we talked about this before,
Like, I don't know.
I think there's a necessary feeling when it comes to...
Yeah, I don't think it's another level of feeling that you get from love. Like, I naturally feel love. I naturally feel love in my heart. Like, I naturally love people. Like, I don't think that this idea of a relational... I think that it is a little different, because it's a relationship. It's something that you have to work at. And it's 2 people being in love together.
Yeah.
And there's, sex involved. Sex
came up again.
because it's a different level of intimacy, but like. But because let me just get back on sex. Okay. I feel like sex is so healing for me. Like, sex is such a spiritual thing.
Oh, for sure.
And like, it's just different.
Yeah. It is.
So why do you feel like it's healing for you?
And
what is it healing exactly? And by the way, girl, your makeup looks so damn good. I just had to throw that out there again. Like, the eyes, the cheeks, it looks so good. Okay, go ahead.
Because like, just 2 people's energy, like co-creating something. And like merging together and being on one accord. You know how like in the Bible it say like, one pray, two gather, but if more or whatever. I think 2 people being intentional and like actually caring about each other and like pouring that much like love and like actually joining their bodies together. They're merging. I feel like that alone creates like this another energy. I mean,
It does.
creates life.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a whole higher energy.
yes.
But people don't treat it that way. That's the issue.
know.
But it's supposed to be
'Cause
carried
you don't
that way.
care about some of the people
Yeah.
don't care about the other person.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
They're
care.
selfish.
Yeah. It's very self
Or short term,
Right.
where they might care. They might care for you in that moment, but
yeah.
it's not because they want to sustain something with you.
Yeah. And I always have, like, I'm very imaginative, so, like, I'm thinking about all types of stuff.
Like in the moment, in the act?
In the moment.
Like what?
Like trying to manifest all types of things.
Me too. Yeah, no. Yeah, I do be trying to manifest things.
The
Like,
only thing I be trying to manifest is a baby.
well, that's something
my
too.
partner. Because I be wanting to, and plus I've also experienced
part of it too.
Yeah.
where, you know, just as a woman who was married, I experienced having sex with my ex-husband before we were married and the difference when we got married. I felt that feeling. And then,
safeness. Yeah.
And then also there was a time during my marriage where we tried to have a baby. It wasn't possible. And then in a moment where we had sex on the floor that day, I'm not supposed to say it. In that moment, I felt like this is like probably the moment that we actually created life. Even though I still like mentally was like convincing myself otherwise.
Yeah.
What happened from it, literally from that moment, was life. So I get it from both of your perspectives. But like fast forward, because I've been obviously very intentional with having children with my partner now, and it's been the hardest thing in my life and in our lives. Like every time we are getting busy, I am like trying to manifest a kid.
But are you like opening here too? Because I feel like
I think it's really in my mind that I'm only opening up to.
And you gotta open. I feel like
my heart,
everything
I don't want to cry.
The heart chakra.
I'm not crying on this episode. I'm not. But I will say my heart.
The heart.
I just open my mind because my heart already feels like, girl, it ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta believe it. You gotta believe it.
It sounds like you need a full alignment, like the chakra alignment.
I'm not crying on this episode.
Like the throat, the head, the heart, the full alignment of all 7 chakras.
Ooh.
I feel like I can only experience sex like that when all of those is open like that. I can't even. This don't even work.
Yeah.
I don't feel everything hitting.
Wow.
With just our conversation, our time spent with each other, like if none of those are hitting, especially my sacral, which is my safety, it's not going. It's not going to work.
So you're saying after today, when I go and get busy, I need to open up all
of them.
7.
All of them.
But not
from the head to the toes.
But not to the idea of a baby though. It's more so of like you opening yourself to love from God, you know, and you feeling deserving of a child and you being ready for real. Like it's more so of that, you know, opening up, making space.
And are you aligning, like, is your spirit aligned with this person to that higher level of like coming together, forming life, and you're really joining for the long run? Doesn't have to be for forever. But
yeah, those are some good.
I think for me it's like I need to feel safe and I need to feel things in the moment, but I'm not always thinking of the long-term effect. That's what I want to change. Of like.
Yeah, I think long.
Yeah.
I think long term.
Yeah, I'm not always thinking of the long term. Sometimes I'm thinking of the now.
Too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment is good too. So I don't want to take away from
that.
Yeah.
The timing, it just hits. It's just right. Like they're ready. You know, they don't. You decide. I think you make a decision too, based off of all the data, the feeling involved, the logic involved. You know, the experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, I think timing just aligns like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's enough for you to say, okay, I have enough of what I need now. I'm ready. And you're right, it can. It absolutely can.
It could be a month.
But in that month, you're not seeing everybody. You're not seeing that person through but so many situations to see how they react. And
Maybe.
Khami done seen some stuff in a week.
I done seen some stuff in a week. I done seen some stuff in a day.
In a day.
So,
You be like, oh, so that's how you act when this goes down. Got
well,
it.
yeah, but my point is in saying
Yeah.
like
no,
you
don't
could,
see
you might not see it
Yeah.
in that month, but then maybe in month 6 you see something, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay, but
This
can we talk about? Okay, can we talk about discernment and like intuition and women and
Ooh,
as
yes,
well as
let's
like
talk about it.
spiritual gifts because
Ooh,
I
ooh,
think
let's
that
talk about it.
Spiritual gifts. Woo.
Yes.
I have a certain amount of like, not a certain amount. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
That goes crazy.
Kristen, have you
Oh my
heard
God.
that online?
That goes
That
crazy.
goes crazy.
I feel like I have on
I
TikTok.
said, she said, I am so determined to say that on the podcast. I said, yeah, only you and Kristen will ever get it because I won't. I said, Kristen be hit. She be on Twitter.
A little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
That goes crazy.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has like a gift spiritually. Like if you really pay attention.
Yeah.
And it could be something simple as like your intuition is really strong.
Yeah.
And I have like a certain like knowing, and I think just women in general. I think you know if you first meeting if you actually like somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can tell if their energy is like safe. If you mesh well with them, like you can tell off of like the first instinct. And then I think for me, I could see pain very easy in people. I already know what the shortcomings is, what the weaknesses already. I might not tell you, but I be knowing. I can see it. I can see it. You can,
that's a
you
gift.
can act like the happiest person.
Yeah.
You could be shining star.
Yeah.
You could be excelling career wise.
Yeah.
You could be in front of the light. I can see it on you, and I also trigger people to heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without me even saying anything. I'm just naturally just a trigger for people. I definitely think that I am low key a shadow worker. I definitely
A shadow worker.
I'm gonna pull that pain. I'm gonna make you face it. You're gonna see it every time you look at me. Because I can see it on it on you.
Yeah.
Even if I don't say it. So a lot of the reason why I'm single as well, guys run from me.
Ooh.
Yeah. What they
I actually have somebody I want to put right beside you so you can pull it out.
Yeah, they run. They either run or they pour their hearts out. And I'm like, I do hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Like as much as I like to say that I didn't want it, that it was always gonna be what I was gonna do because I do healing work.
Yes.
So
That's like something that is that's how you manifest your purpose through the hair and makeup.
My spiritual gift is through me doing hair and makeup. And a lot of my clients, like, I don't want to say any names.
Yeah.
But a lot of my clients have went through transformations once I got into their lives publicly.
Yeah.
And you don't even know that I'm the trigger that started the process.
And you ain't even got to be a therapist, but you are that
Just
person.
placing me in their lives at a certain timing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I know that. So I need somebody that's all like, you got to be strong.
Yes. Okay. Oh, going back to that point where you said guys, like, what is it they usually like pull away if they see that, like, they cannot face you once they know that you know them.
Yeah. Or and they don't know from like me telling them, they feel it. It's something. It's almost terrifying a little bit. I've heard
men are being challenged with their ego and pride.
Yes.
Ooh.
And they're not the hero.
Men and women, but specifically men.
Specifically men. Yeah.
No, I'm playing. Because you know I did both. So.
Right.
I've experienced both. So
women have it too.
Women
but
have
ego
and pride.
Yeah.
But ego.
And men go through it a lot with women. We can acknowledge that.
Yeah,
but in this case, we're talking about the guys.
Yeah.
So
you're saying like by you working in your spiritual gift, you're able to like identify some of those things.
Yeah.
Within the first few.
Like you can just
of
pick it up.
Or you're able to pick it up in like the first few dates. And it's like, because I operate fully in my spiritual gift, I recognize it's on you. Let's talk about it. And how you choose to respond to this conversation that I'm trying to have with you would tell me if you're my person or not.
Well, I don't necessarily bring it up if we're just dating.
Okay.
I think it takes a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I had one situation where I actually saw myself when somebody was looking at me, and that triggered me. That was the first time that actually happened to me before, and it's scary, but I wanted to do the work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is different.
when you say that, it makes me, so like if I were to confront somebody like that, I'm gonna lean into it, because I'm like, what do you see in me that I need to work on and improve? I'm not scared of that, but like I want somebody to hold that mirror up to me, but at the same time, that person needs to be able to do that to themselves. Exactly. Like I can't be the only one leaning in.
Right.
I'm like that, Nan. Right. I'm like, we can have a conversation all day long, but if you don't want to do the work,
yeah,
there is nothing
you
else
can't
to
just be trying to call out shit at me, but what's going on with you?
Right. Yeah. So, at me being able to me having that gift has caused me to, I wouldn't say find dating hard, because I enjoy dating, but like get into that next step, is like
breaking that barrier.
Like it's a little challenging, because now I want to get deeper. You know, if you say that, you know, because men I don't know if this happens to either one of y'all, but like they move fast too. Like I know I used to move fast in the past, but like they move so fast.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
already calling themselves my man. They already like, and I'm
Men
like,
can
whoa.
move fast. Yeah, men can move fast. I've experienced love bombing though. So
love bombing, and too, because they wanna
love bombing.
Yeah.
Explain.
Are you you're not familiar with love bombing?
No, like,
oh my gosh.
And just like
When they just
love.
when they just
you,
drop all types of
gestures,
affection and it can show up in so many different ways. I've realized, and I noticed that I've been love bombed 3 different times in 3 different distinct ways. So like with the first one, he was showering me with the gifts, the words of affirmation, the affection, and I welcomed it, because that was when I had first moved back from overseas, and I wasn't dating when I was overseas. So it was like, oh, this is somebody who really likes me and I like them. So I fed into it. But with that situation, it turns out he was very insecure. He was very damaged. He had never dated somebody like me. So that outpouring of love was just because like, oh, like I got this girl and she just came back from Thailand and all this stuff. But he was actually accusatory of me. And when it came out, he was the one doing his dirt, you know? So then with the second situation, everything happened between date 1 and date 2, where he was talking all this stuff about how when I'm gonna be his girlfriend and he wants to bring me home to meet his mom. And it was just like, why are you doing all this? Because I'm fucking with you anyway. Like, you don't even have to do all that, you know, like we're having a good time. You don't have to talk about us going to LA together and doing X, Y, Z. Like, relax. You know, why are you moving? Why are you making these promises? Like, I just met you. You know, we can have a good time without all that. And the third time was very different from both of the first 2, because it was coming from somebody who I thought was more emotionally mature, a little bit more grown, a little bit more, you know, just like aware of how he moved. But he was pouring the type of love that I really want from a long-term partner. So with that time, it was a little bit different, because it was like, oh, he's feeding me emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of the things, but it wasn't sustained. And I came to realize that after the first couple months, he started pulling away, more so the breadcrumbing. And it was really just done because he was trying to manipulate me to play the position that he wanted me to play, not because he was genuinely trying to love and show that care that he said he was, you know? So it just came from a place of, I'm trying to get what I want, not because, oh, I'm really pouring into her because I care about her and I'm trying to love her. So that was something that I had to realize, like, have my guard up a little bit more, because you don't know. You have to really stick around to see if somebody means that, if they're genuine with that, or if they're just love bombing you for the moment to get what they want from the situation.
I had someone I was dating, and they said to me they don't want their love to grow, and I'm like,
You don't want their love to grow? That's
What does
crazy.
that mean?
I
They just,
know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I feel sorry for a lot of
People, not just men.
people.
We can't just talk about the men, like, and that's because again, I
Yeah,
and
yeah.
experience it on both. So
You're right.
That's important. That's important.
Right.
Yes, I know. That's important.
girl, gosh,
I mean, yeah, no, a lot of us, we doing it. We doing it so.
not
I mean, I don't
wrong.
want to say
Maybe
wrong,
in a
but
way
it's
where
just
not
we
healthy.
need school.
We,
Yeah, no,
oh
we
my
need
gosh, we
school.
need classes on this.
Yeah.
To know
From a young age. We do.
Yes,
We
take
really,
your time.
we really
about
Take
sex
your
and babies
too.
was just not enough.
No.
What does like healthy love?
No,
look
emotional,
Yes,
Yeah.
just emotion, like how to deal with your emotional management,
Boundaries.
boundaries.
I didn't learn boundaries until I was like 28.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally like
No,
2
for
years
sure.
ago.
I had no idea nothing
And
about
the year
like,
for me.
Yeah.
Boundaries.
Whenever I heard the word boundaries, I was like, boundaries? What?
What
I
is
don't
it?
have boundaries in love.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you don't, because then we're
Unconditional
taught
love, you don't have
us
boundaries.
unconditional, and Jesus died for us, and that
Yeah.
didn't look like no boundaries there. Because I was
Yeah.
like, all right, Lord,
Exactly.
take me off if we're going too far. You know? But yeah,
No.
you said so much, Chris.
You
that
did.
Is like,
Whew. No, because as soon as you talked about somebody moving too fast, I immediately thought about the love bombing aspect of like, why are you doing all this already? I'm not even asking for all this.
Oh, I don't even ask why. I know why.
I know why now,
Right.
but in my head, it's like, yeah,
I think
after the
that
fact.
because I had, and I to this day still experience love bombing, but I experience it from someone who hasn't like switched up. You know what I mean? Like when you were saying like this person was giving you a lot of love bombing, but then they pulled away and they stopped because they felt like maybe it wasn't being reciprocated, or maybe their goal or motive.
No,
was
they
to
pulled
get
away
something
because they're
else.
manipulative, and it's not it's not coming
It
from a
wasn't
genuine
genuine.
place. It's coming
And
from
I think that-
I'm trying to pull you in so I can get what I want.
Yeah.
But I don't
Not
reciprocate.
necessarily to love you or to build a
Right.
lasting relationship with you. It's because I want you to move how I want to move, how I want you to move.
So
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that what we're sharing here that about love bombing is not like a bad thing. It's just what's the person's motive.
It's the
behind
motive,
it.
but also I don't think it's considered love bombing if it's real,
Yeah.
Right.
or if if it's consistent
Who
and
do
that
you call
person is
that?
I
genuine.
think that's
Real
just
love.
a man with intention.
Yeah.
And he is
A loving man. Yeah.
he's made a decision.
Exactly.
And he's sticking to his word.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's a real masculine man.
Okay.
Yes.
That is decided.
Okay.
Somebody who can
That's just
spoil
that.
you
Because I think
and be
that-
affectionate.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not necessarily. I think the line with love bombing
Yeah.
is it manipulative, and is it something that they're just doing temporarily to get what they want
Right.
out of a selfish desire?
Right.
In that case, maybe I never experienced it.
Yeah.
But I did feel like at one point in my life, like this is a lot that you're doing for me, and it's too fast
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like I can relate to it. But from that point of view, now that you clear that up for me, yeah, no, I don't think I've really experienced it, or maybe I have, but
I mean, I also think it depends on like what they're doing too. Like that, not that makes it love bombing, because usually, I mean, because when I experienced it, it was words, but it wasn't backed by actions. That's what the love bombing usually was. Like it wasn't. If it was gifts and stuff like that, because gifts doesn't really work on me. I don't really care about gifts that much. But like it would be words but no action behind it. That's how I receive love bombing.
Gotcha. Okay.
and you received it in both ways.
You believe it.
Like
You received
words
gifts.
and not just
Yeah.
gifts, but like
Multiple ways. Yeah. One time it was like gifts and words, and the actions were there, but that person just wasn't
Stop.
healed. That person was like a mess. And yeah, and it was just like,
but they were using that to manipulate and draw you into.
In that situation, I don't know. I don't think that person was being manipulative. In the first situation, I think that person was just like so damaged in their upbringing, and they wanted love, but they were insecure, and they thought that I was. They were always like accusing me of doing something, but then when I found out, it was actually him that was doing something.
Oh
yeah.
That's reverse.
Yeah, it was. But then in the most recent situation, it was more so I feel like it was manipulative. We're gonna get deeper in off the off camera too.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, it was like I wouldn't even say their words didn't match their actions, but I found out that they were lying. They weren't being fully transparent. They weren't. They weren't being fully transparent. They were more so being selfish. Like they wanted me to be in a certain position for them. And if I didn't, I wanted to know the truth and have transparency so I can make my own decision. But they weren't truthful, you know. They just wanted me to. They dropped all the love bombs, but then it didn't stick. It was like then they're pulling back and they're just breadcrumbing just enough to keep you around and keep you there and playing the position that they want you to play.
It's crazy because so many people do those things and they don't even know that that's a thing. And those are like major signs of toxicity.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
So damaged.
It's really fucked up. I don't think a lot of them know, and I know a lot.
Of them are
they are not aware, and it's so crazy. And they can think that they're self-aware. They can think that they're emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent, but it just slips past them that they cannot see what they're doing and how fucked up it is. And that's why it's so scary.
It's not even like, especially with you being aware now. I know from me being aware now, like I be looking at them like, you don't even know.
You
this
fucking
shit not even working, but
yeah.
Okay, continue with your show now. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
And I'll even entertain another day just to see if you caught on that, like, dude, I can see you.
Yeah.
You gonna put it down or not? You gonna be yourself, or are you gonna take off the mask or not?
And what happens when they feel exposed, or like when they know what's going on?
Energy changes.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer. They're no longer attracted to me. So, and which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because they get exposed, and then everything changes. Like, oh, because she sees me for who I really am. Ooh.
Yep, I don't even. Especially when I start asking for things, because now I'm at the point where, oh, okay, cool. Well, let me go on and give it to me.
Yeah. Right.
Let's see.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. No, but that definitely makes me understand. Like I said, just from leading into this conversation, it really makes me understand you more now, and just have just a little bit more respect for you in that. At first, I was just like, "Girl,
what?
Gotta let up on these people." But I get it now. I think that also.
There's too many zombies walking. There's so many zombies walking around.
I think also because I always redirect it back to the fact that you are in the industry, and I feel like industry people are just.
Oh yeah, that too.
So I also feel like with you being in the industry, you also like can see it. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
I do, but it's not.
But that's not it.
Yeah. I can see that.
I used to think that way for a very long time, but like in this conversation, I'm realizing like no, I think like you said, this is your real gift, and I see that in this moment. Like this is your real gift. It has nothing to do with industry or non-industry. Like this is just your real gift.
Yeah, always have been.
Wow. All right, well, let's wrap up this conversation because I am excited to actually, if it's okay, to talk a little bit about your book and like you operating in the gift that you believe that God has gave you, and like how that has helped not only just you heal through relationships or help people that you were in relationships with heal, but also with your clients, and like how you were able to talk about that.
Okay.
If you want the people to know that part. Right, I just said it.
I mean, yeah, we can wait.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot, because we
Okay.
want to keep that as a surprise. But yeah.
Yeah. With me, I feel like I'm walking in my power now, but once the book is released, I feel like it's gonna like really introduce me to like a whole nother side of like my life. Like I'm gonna be on another life, another lifetime.
Like your eighth life.
Yeah, my ninth life. This will be the ninth one. Yeah, it really allowed for me to really step into my power, like walk in my power, and like no more shame, no more guilt, no more like the pain. I use it every time for something so empowering. I know how to transmute every single thing, like pain wise, into a teaching moment, a lesson, like the awareness that my book alone, this first book, because I'm gonna write like two more.
Yes.
This first one really helped me to walk into my power.
Yeah.
For sure. Like for sure. I think that everyone should write a book.
No.
Yo, oh my gosh. Okay, so I was just catching up with my good friend. When was that? On Thursday. We were having a long, deep conversation in my apartment on my couch, and I was telling him, you need to write a book. And I was like, I think so many of us have books in us, and I really feel like that to all my friends and to myself. I was like, we need to all have books. Like, so many of my people that I know just have such interesting stories, and I feel like that is true for so many, just people, period. But specifically with like people in my life, like we all need books. Yes. So I love that you are writing one, or that you have written one. I cannot wait to read it. I'm definitely going to read it. But I agree with you. Yeah, we all need to write books.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so proud of you, Cam, as always. But I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
Oh, thank you, girlfriend. All right, but that wraps up our episode 10.
Yeah.
Cheers to. Okay, I know we already asked you for Kristen from this conversation. What are some things you're looking forward to real life in? I'll answer it and we'll wrap it up.
I'm looking forward to real life being just the ongoing journey of self-awareness and understanding, especially bringing it back to the codependency issues. Just always checking myself and whether or not I'm operating out of codependency or just genuine, boundaries, genuine, healthy relationship standards for both relationships with myself and with others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to real life thing. You mentioned this very, very briefly earlier, but my real estate goals. Y'all know I've been talking about this on this podcast since day one, that I am pursuing to become an agent in the DMV area. I think I shared this already, I exam out of class, and you have to take 2 major tests after the class. I passed one of the 2. So I am looking forward to passing the other one, or the other half next, and that is what I'm looking forward to real life right now. Like I said, real estate goals. Let's get to this money.
Let's get this money for real.
Right,
boss ladies.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the Real Life Everything podcast.
Yes, make sure you use our hashtags on social media, the RLE pod and Real Life Everything.
And don't forget to follow us on all platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the RLE pod.